Hello everyone, this is Suresh. Welcome back to Google Cloud Skill Boost lab session. This session is for performing basic feature engineering in BQML, BigQuery Machine Learning. So without any delay, let me start the lab. First, we'll do the setup, launch the Vertex AI Workbench instance, uh, clone the repository, and perform the basic feature engineering in BQML. So let me open it in the new incognito window. Click on next, copy the password. So this is the setup I'm just doing. So you can see. So in this lab, we are going to learn how to creating the workbench notebook. Create SQL shell. You have two statements to evaluate the model, extract temporal features, and perform the feature process on temporal features. We'll have a detailed discussion in this lab. Okay, let's go to the Vertex AI. So, so this is giving some information about the how the Vertex AI looks. It has two environmental solutions. One is Collab Enterprise and Workbench. The workbench is nothing that is a good option to for the projects and prioritize control. So this is customizable. This is what the instances are looks like. Anyway, we'll go through in the right side as well. So we just now completed this setup and let me launch the Vertex AI. So enable all recommended APIs. You can see some notifications. There are some APIs will get enabled for us. Once the APIs are enabled, let's navigate to Workbench. Here you can see the notebooks, Collab Enterprise and Workbench on the left side. Let's click on the Workbench. So we are in the instances tab. At the top of the workbench, we ensure we are in the instances view and click on create new. Let's rename this thing as lab hyphen workbench and select the region as US West West 1 and the zone as VUS West 1 hyphen A. Okay. In advanced options, here click on advanced for further customization. So this is what we have done. Lab workbench US West 1. Let's continue and see. We are not going to change anything here. I don't see any advanced option, but here I'll just click on continue, and here you can see the machine type E2 standard 4, and click on next. So disk is 150, balanced persistent. Data disk type is balanced persistent. You can see it here with the 100 GB. Compute permissions. I'll just click on continue, and I'm selecting the, you can see in the comparative the left side, I'm selecting the default network. Click on continue, and I'm leaving everything as usual without by default. Click on continue and click on create. It will take few minutes to create an instance. So let's wait for the Open Jupyter to get loaded. We can see this is still provisioning. So let me go back. So in the instances, you can see, okay, now this instances is complete. Before launching the lab, let's click on the lab workbench, and you can see the system is active. And this is when it got created. It took about 6 minutes to create, 5.5 minutes somewhere else. And we can see the hardware. This is the hardware we have accepted previously, and software and security. Okay, you can see some key attributes, metadata for it. And let's get into the health. Health looks good, and you can see the all the parameters, all the healthy things are looking good. And monitoring, it will take some time, about 5 to 7 minutes. So yeah, this gets started. And you can see the logs as well, what has been installed in it. You can see all the logs, heartbeat, reloading. I mean, all the extensions getting loaded over here. You can see the local host and everything. So this is how you can validate the data. And once you can now, as per given in the instructions, let's click on Open Lab. So this is going to open into the new tab. So let's wait for a Open Lab to create. So as provided, the lab is getting created in the launcher. Let's create on Python 3 icon. Okay. So as provided, let's rename this as feature engineering. Okay. So set it. Now you're ready to start working with the workbench. Now let's clone the repository. So to do that, let's go to your launcher and click on terminal. Copy the code. Okay, okay, my bad. Then we don't need to go to the steps. So let me close this and we can directly clone it from here and press Shift Enter. So this is going to clone the data. And you can see this training data analyst has been started. So let's wait to complete the cloning. And also you can see the kernel is busy, so we'll wait until the kernel is idle. Okay, now this is idle, now everything is good. Now see this, you can see the logs, see the downloaded lab. And now let's move on to perform the basic engineering features. So let's move on to let's open this and click on courses. Let me close this as well. Okay. Machine learning, deep dive 2, feature engineering, labs, BQML, basic, feature engineering lab. Let me open this. So a pop-up will select the color, choose the TensorFlow. Okay, let's select the TensorFlow 2-1 local and click on select. Similarly, we'll go and clear all outputs. Carefully read through the notebook. Clear lines to do. Okay, there will be some lines. Okay, my understanding is to benefit the time, we will open the solutions as well. Let's navigate back to feature engineering and let's go to the solutions. Let me open this file as well. This file will have the solutions. Here also I will select the TensorFlow local. Let me close the launcher. Let me minimize this part. And from here on, we will go through this Python file and then continue. Let's first install the, you can pause the video at any point in time and go through the context. So now you can see that we will get started. Let's install the Google Cloud BigQuery version. And, and we can see this status as in busy. So let's wait till it gets added. Yeah, added. Now let's restart the kernel as I mentioned. Restart kernel. Now let's see the TensorFlow version. So yeah, TensorFlow version 2.11 is installed in this instance. So let's export the project and we'll see the project name in the echo. So this project name is perfect. Looks good. So now you can pause the video at any point in time. So this is hosted in BigQuery and you can get the access here. Let's see what it has. Yeah, this is opening a different tab. That's what I needed. Okay. So you can see this schema and all the field names and the types, mode, everything. This is how it's stored in the BigQuery. Okay. It's 555 million training rows, but simply we understand with only 6 features. The fair amount is the target, the continuous value will train the model. Now let's create the bash. Let's see here. Data exists. BigQuery already exists. Let's not recreate. Creating title. Create. And BigQuery location is US. Make directory data set. Description taxi fair feature. Engineering. Here is the current data set. Okay, let's save this. Creating data set, and the data set is which is successfully created, and here is the current data set. Feature engineering. Okay, created training data table. As I mentioned earlier, you can pause the video at any point in time and go through the steps and how to create a training table, training data table. So let me run the code. So the query is executing. And this job is successfully 100% executed. So here now we have created the feature engineering training data as with the provided select statement in the from table and the some conditions. Okay, now let's see the BigQuery, verify the table. Now you can see the fare amount, passengers, pickup date and type, pickup longitude, pick up latitude, drop off longitude, drop off sorry, drop off latitude. Now, now let's create a baseline model. And you can anyway pause the video and you can see that feature engine. Pause the video and go to the information. And you can see the baseline model with the model type as linear regression with the select statement. Now job ID is getting created and it is executed. So now you can just go through this model. This model name is going to be selected from the feature engineering training data. And the model is linear regression and the input labels are fair amount. And you can pause the video and go through because the create model statement is great. You did not see query results. Okay, this will not see the query results. Previously, you can see this is the query results we have done. But here we won't see because we are creating the model. Once you're training, visit the BigQuery console. Let's say console to see the trained model. Query Studio. Let me open this. We have seen the feature engineering and you see this is the model baseline model is got created. This is the linear regression and you can see the training and some information about the evaluation and some information about the scheme. Now let's go back. Okay, let's go through here. Now you can see the total number of training losses 74 and evaluation data loss duration is 11.51 seconds. And in the details, you can see the location and some other information over here. Schema, we just spoke about it. Here, whatever label is predicted fair amount and features are the list of all the features. We are ready to do the evaluation. Let's try this now. Note, next we are going to do the evaluation. BigQuery console under evaluation tab. That's what we have seen. The evaluation tab, mean absolute error, mean squared error, mean squared log error, median absolute error, and R square. Now in BigQuery evaluation statistics on the held out data. Square root of loss as RSME. So let's run this. So training run is 0 and iteration is 0. Loss is 74.43. Evaluation loss is 68.68. So you can see 68 point. Okay, this is not related to this. So fine. And learning rate is not applicable and duration is some milliseconds and the RSME rate is 8.62. So square root of 8 square root of 74.435. Just curious. Square root of 74. 8.62. So this is what we have is 8 RMSE mean square error. So let's go to the BigQuery. Mean square error is 64, 68.8. from the baseline model. Okay, now let's evaluate. So mean square error is 5.2, mean square error is 6 point, mean square error log. These are the exact values that has been provided for us. Now we can see here as well in the evaluation for the baseline model. Okay, now you can go through this content. So let's talk about the regression metrics. Okay, this is a long story. Maybe for my reference for future. Okay, mean squared error and root mean squared error are two errors. So you can go through the now. Now here we have a to-do task. So for interest of time, I'm just directly going to the solution and getting the RSMA value from here. In BigQuery, ML mean square root as RSME from baseline model. I'll get a 8.299. Now extract the day, week, and pick up the date. Yes. In here, selecting the fair amount passengers, pick up date time. Okay. Extract, pick up as day of week. So there is an option called pick up date type, and we are converting it as a day of week. We are extracting the day of week and then executing. Let's run this. So the model is again getting created or replaced. We'll visit once the model will see in the lab. Here is the model. Brush. Let me refresh. The model is again created. Let me see it got replaced or okay, we got the second model as well. So model name is model 1. Okay, featuring model 1. Okay. So let's compare this with our old model. I'm just here we can see in the training the model 1. In the table we have 74. Let me come back to the training here. In the table 74.68 11.5. And here we have a duration is not required. Here you can see evaluation of data loss is 68% in the baseline model, but whereas here it is in 88 in the model 1. Okay, let's move on to evaluation. Here also let me move on to evaluation. Here you can see mean square 5.21, but whereas in model 1 5.28. Mean squared error is 68.88. So, but here we see 88.95. Mean squared log error is 0.26 in the model 1, 0.25. Looks good. So now R squared or median absolute error is much lesser. Okay. Two distinct SQL show the training and evaluation in the for matrix model. Now square root of loss from the model 1, we are seeing the loss and its square root is 8.5, whereas in previous square root is 8.6. Now let's evaluate the model. Now the variance we can see is 0.08 and square root mean error 9.4. Previously this was 8.6 something. Now model 2. Extract hour of day from pickup date features. Now we have a different model. So let's go to the lab, extract day of week interrupt and also hour. Okay, now let's run the code. And now again we are going to create the model 3. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Model is created, and if you want to see, we can go to this BigQuery. Maybe duplicate this tab. And let me try to refresh and see. Now we have 3 models. Now you can see the difference. Now the table is same and evaluation total loss is 70%. Last time it was something different, 80 something. And now we have the evaluation of the metrics we are seeing here for the model 2. Same way, we'll see the feature engineering model 2 evaluation, and we can see this all the information we have received and the mean squared error of the loss. RSM is 8.4. Now, in the same way, you can see the feature cross day of week and hour of day using concat. So let's go back to the model 3 for interest of our time. Let me copy this code. Okay, let me create the model 3. Now this is executing and going to create a model 3. Let's wait for a few more minutes, few more seconds. Okay, table a model is created. If you want to view the model, just we will go here and just we'll try to refresh. This is the refresh model here. Let's see whether we have refresh. Yeah, refresh content. Now you can see the model 3. So model 3 is created and we have training. We have training the same number of table data you can see. And in the evaluation, we can see the values here. And schema is also hour of day. Okay, now let's see the schema for the model 2. day of week, and hour of day. They have two features added. The model one, the schema, pick date type and day of week. With the baseline model, we have the schema, pick date type model. So you can see the difference between all the four schemas. Let's move on to the step. Let me close the wanted. Okay. Now let's see the evaluation. This one we just saw whichever is evaluated, it's going to put it in a graph, and also the RSME mean squared error 8.3. Markdown table generator. Let's see, create another message table. Mhm. Okay, the new tool I'm just learning. Let's say I will start from the baseline and compare it. There is This is the first baseline. Yeah, evaluation of baseline. Let's copy this. We put it over here. Yeah, this is how it should be. Okay, first one. And let's see, this is the model one. Let me copy only these values. Model two, model three, so this is the auto scores that is explained here. But again, what we need to do is like we will reset this. Let's take a new let's create 4 rows, 3 columns. Okay, now let's copy this here, and for each taxi fare, we can see RSME here. So 8.3, So this concludes our lab. Maybe you can try it out with your information here. Okay, fine. Thank you. This is the preview. Okay, so I'm closing all the tabs. Let me end the lab and thank you for joining and have a great day. Bye.